Boris Johnson has outwitted and outmaneuvered the European Union in post-Brexit trade talks, a think tank chief has declared. Director of the Bruges Group Robert Olds insisted the Prime Minister has defeated the EU's chief negotiator Michel Barnier in a move that will pave the way for a fair and reasonable deal. The Brexiteer said, Boris Johnson has outwitted and outmaneuvered the EU. He's realized their weakness and Britain's strength. He has defeated Michel Barnier in the negotiations. It seems like it's going to be game, set and match to Britain. Mr. Johnson has set a deadline of October 15 for an agreement with the EU after months of deadlocked negotiations. But the Prime Minister added leaving without a deal at the end of the transition period would also be a good outcome for the UK. And the government is tabling new legislation which could override key elements of the withdrawal agreement, as it raises the stakes with Brussels ahead of the 8th round of trade talks this week. On the chances of a post-Brexit agreement, Mr. Olds said, it's looking more likely because the EU will realise that they have to make concessions and give Britain what is actually fair and reasonable. What the EU has given other countries such as Canada or South Korea, which is a simple free trade agreement, that's all Britain wants. Now the EU has to come to the negotiating table with a serious offer of a free trade deal rather than what they have been demanding previously. However, the Brexiteer urged Mr. Johnson to abandon the Northern Ireland Protocol. He said, Boris Johnson must not back down on his bold and aggressive approach where he is going to essentially undermine the Northern Ireland Protocol, which is a good thing because Northern Ireland has to remain British. The Bruges Group director echoed the Prime Minister's view that leaving without a free trade agreement in place will not be a problem for the UK.